ground covers can make a garden feel more relaxed and complete, especially in the spots where the soil looks bare or things feel a little unfinished. When you choose the right ones, they don't just fill space, they help the garden connect and flow more naturally. And the best part is, not all ground covers spread fast or become hard to control. Some grow gently, stay tidy, and don't ask for much care at all. In this video, we're looking at low-maintenance ground covers that work well in everyday gardens. They're simple to grow, easy to live with, and they settle in softly over time. No constant trimming and no worrying about them taking over. First on the list is Creeping Thyme. Creeping Thyme is one of those ground covers that quietly makes a space feel softer. It grows low and spreads slowly, forming a gentle carpet of tiny leaves that hug the ground. When you walk past it or brush it lightly, it gives off a clean herbal scent, just enough to notice, not strong or overwhelming. This plant likes full sun and soil that drains well. Once it has settled in, it doesn't need much water or attention. It's the kind of plant you put in, let grow, and simply enjoy as it fills in naturally. Creeping Thyme works especially well between stepping stones or along the edges of a path. It softens the spaces where hard surfaces meet soil, so the garden feels more relaxed and connected. It stays neat and low, so it never gets in the way. To get a nice, even look, plant it in small groups instead of single, spaced-out plants. Over time, those groups will slowly meet and make one smooth, calming patch of green. It's simple, gentle, and easy to live with, which is why it fits everyday gardens so well. Second on the list is Blue Star Creeper. Blue Star Creeper forms a low, fine-textured carpet that settles nicely into the spaces around it. In spring and summer, it's sprinkled with tiny, star-shaped blue flowers that add a gentle bit of color without feeling busy or overwhelming. It has a light, friendly presence, something that feels cheerful but still calm. This plant grows well in full sun to partial shade, so it works in a variety of garden spots. It prefers soil that drains well, and once it's established, it only needs occasional watering during long, dry periods. It doesn't require fertilizing or pruning to keep its shape. Blue Star Creeper is especially helpful in areas where you want something soft but not tall, like between stepping stones, along the front of a bed, or at the base of small shrubs. It stays low and tidy, which keeps the garden looking clean and intentional. It fills in slowly, so it never rushes or spreads in a way that feels out of control. For the best look, plant small clusters and give them time to settle in. It may start a little sparse at first, but with patience, it forms a smooth, even layer. It's one of those plants that doesn't ask for much and quietly makes the garden feel more complete. Third on the list is Irish moss, also known as Scotch moss. Despite its name, this plant isn't actually a moss, but it has that same soft, cushion-like look. It forms a smooth, low carpet of tiny leaves that look fresh and green almost all year. When it blooms, it produces very small white flowers that add a delicate touch without drawing too much attention. Irish moss grows best in partial shade, with soil that holds a bit of moisture but still drains well. It prefers cooler spots or areas that get morning sun and afternoon shade. Once it's settled, it takes care of itself. Just occasional watering during long dry spells is usually enough. This plant works beautifully along pathways, around stepping stones, or in the front of a garden bed where you want a tidy, close-to-the-ground look. It stays short, spreads slowly, and doesn't wander into areas you don't want it to. The result is a border that feels soft and natural, but still neat. To help it fill in evenly, plant small clumps spaced fairly close together. Over time, those clumps will connect and form a gentle, living carpet. It's a simple way to make empty soil look cared for without asking for much maintenance in return. Fourth on the list is Lamium maculatum. Lamium is great for spots where the sun doesn't quite reach.
It forms loose, gently spreading mounds of foliage with soft silver or variegated leaves that brighten shady areas. It also produces small flowers in shades of pink, white, or purple. Subtle, but enough to bring a bit of life to darker corners of the garden. Lamium grows best in partial shade to full shade, making it especially helpful along the side of a house, under shrubs, or near trees. It doesn't need rich soil or frequent feeding to stay healthy. Once it settles in, it stays full and steady with just occasional watering in very dry weather. This ground cover spreads, but it does so at a relaxed pace, which makes it easy to live with. It won't rush into other plants or take over your beds. Instead, it fills space slowly and creates a soft, natural layer that blends different parts of the garden together. For the cleanest look, plant lamium in small repeating patches and let it weave gently between larger perennials. It adds brightness and texture without asking for constant attention, a simple way to keep shady areas from feeling flat or empty.
Fifth on the list is Sedum angelina. This is a small, low-growing sedum with soft, needle-like leaves that turn a warm, golden-green color. It stays neat and compact, and its texture adds a gentle brightness to the garden without needing flowers to stand out. It's especially nice in areas that get strong sun because the color becomes even richer there. Sedum angelina prefers full sun and well-drained soil. It's extremely drought-tolerant once established, which makes it a great choice for gardeners who don't want to water often. It doesn't need fertilizing, trimming, or shaping. It just quietly fills in the space you give it. This sedum spreads slowly enough to stay manageable, but steadily enough to cover bare soil in time. It works well along the edge of a bed, in rock gardens, or cascading slightly over the side of a wall or path. Because it keeps its color year-round in many climates, it provides something to look at even when other plants are dormant. If you want a soft, glowing accent that's easy and reliable, Sedum angelina is a great option. Just give it sun, good drainage, and a little time, and it will settle in beautifully on its own. Sixth on the list is Ajuga chocolate chip. Ajuga is often known for spreading quickly, but this particular variety stays compact and controlled. Its small, narrow leaves form low, tidy clumps that slowly knit together to cover bare soil. The foliage has deep bronze and chocolate tones, which add a bit of richness and depth to the garden. Ajuga chocolate chip grows well in sun to partial shade, and it adapts easily to different soil types. It doesn't need much water after it's established, and it's not fussy about feeding. Just make sure the soil drains reasonably well so the roots don't stay soggy. In spring, it sends up small blue flower spikes that add a gentle touch of color. The blooms aren't loud or showy, they're just enough to bring a soft moment of interest before settling back into foliage mode. Because the plant stays low, it works beautifully in front of bed spaces and along paths. For the best effect, plant Ajuga chocolate chip in small groups and let it fill in over time. It creates a smooth, calming ground layer with a slightly warm undertone. Great for gardens that lean toward natural, relaxed style rather than high contrast or formal designs. Seventh on the list is sweet woodruff. Sweet woodruff is a gentle ground cover that does especially well in shady areas. It has small, star-shaped leaves arranged in neat whorls, giving the foliage a soft, airy look. In spring, it produces little white flowers that add a simple, clean brightness. This plant likes partial to full shade and soil that holds some moisture. It doesn't need rich soil or fertilizers to stay healthy, and once it settles in, it's very low maintenance. Just some occasional watering during very dry periods is usually enough. Sweet woodruff spreads gradually, forming a light woodland-style carpet over time. It doesn't rush or take over, so it's easy to manage and shape. It works well under trees, beside fences, or in any area that needs a bit of green but doesn't get direct sun. When used in repeating patches, sweet woodruff gives the garden a calm, natural feeling, like a quiet forest floor. It's a great choice if you want the space to feel relaxed and softly connected, without adding a lot of height or bold color. Eighth on the list is epimedium. Epimedium is a slow-spreading ground cover that's especially good for dry shade, where many plants struggle. Its leaves form soft, heart-shaped clusters that stay low and tidy. In spring, it sends up delicate, tiny flowers that look like little fairy shapes, subtle but very charming. Epimedium grows best in partial shade to full shade. It handles dry soil under trees or along the side of the house where rain doesn't always reach. Once established, it needs very little watering and almost no care. No fertilizing, no trimming, beyond removing old leaves once a year at most. What makes Epimedium helpful is its gentle pace. It spreads just enough to fill space, but never in a way that becomes aggressive or hard to manage. This makes it great for tidy, everyday gardens where you want things to look natural but not wild. When planted in groups, it creates a calm, softly textured carpet that blends well with ferns, hostas, heuchera, and other shade plants. It adds a sense of quiet structure. The garden feels complete, but not crowded. Ninth on the list is Creeping Jenny Aria. This version of Creeping Jenny has a warm golden green color that adds a soft brightness to the garden. It trails gently along the ground and can spill a little over edges, which makes pathways, planters, or low walls look more relaxed and inviting. The color is cheerful without being loud or flashy. Creeping Jenny Aurea grows best in partial shade. In cooler climates, it can also grow in full sun, where the golden tones become stronger. It prefers soil that stays evenly moist, but once it's established, it can handle short dry spells without needing constant attention. This plant spreads, but its growth is slow and easy to shape. If it reaches an area you don't want it in, you can simply trim or lift it. It responds well and doesn't fight back. It's great for softening transitions, filling small gaps, and keeping a garden from feeling too structured or stiff. When repeated in small patches, Creeping Jenny Aria helps create a gentle flow, especially when paired with deeper toned foliage like heuchera or the golden green of Sedum angelina. It adds just enough color to make a space feel warm and welcoming.
10th on the list is heuchera. Heuchera isn't a spreading ground cover, but it works beautifully as a low filler that stays exactly where you plant it. The leaves come in gentle tones like burgundy, caramel, peach, soft green, or silvery gray. This variety of colors lets you add depth and warmth to areas that might otherwise look flat or plain. Heuchera grows best in partial shade, though some varieties can handle more sun in cooler climates. It prefers soil that drains well, but it's not fussy and does just fine in average garden conditions. Once it's established, it just needs occasional watering during longer dry spells, no constant care or trimming required. This plant grows in tidy, rounded mounds, which helps keep the garden looking neat without effort. It doesn't creep or spread, so it's easy to place among other plants without worrying it will crowd them. It simply holds its space and adds gentle structure and color. Use heuchera to fill gaps between other ground covers or at the base of shrubs. It helps blend different textures together and keeps the garden feeling calm and thoughtfully balanced. It's an easy way to make the whole area look more complete without adding extra work.
These ground covers quietly help the garden feel more settled and connected, without needing much from you. You don't need a lot of different kinds. Just choose a few you like and repeat them for a calm, cohesive look. Give them time to grow naturally. Gardens don't need to be rushed. They become more beautiful season by season. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.